Hello friends, I hope everybody is doing well on this, I think, Thursday afternoon. Today I figured we'd just bring you along with us and share the day. Not really much going on. We're just in the kitchen making some sort of bread because that is what our life is lately. And I figured I would just share dinner with you and whatnot. Now, the plan was to share all of dinner. I've shared it before though, thankfully. But I lost my first footage, like me putting my food into the crock pot. We were having the garlic Parmesan chicken pasta that we got from Sammy. And I don't know, I looked for the footage. I must have accidentally deleted it thinking it went with a different video. Sometimes I get, way ahead of myself, which is rare. But sometimes I get way ahead of myself and end up with a lot of footage. And so I'm thinking that I accidentally deleted it trying to clear off old footage so that I didn't get confused. So you can see that didn't work out too good for me. But we are doing the garlic Parmesan chicken pasta. I'll link the video that I made it in case you're interested in it. This is a family favorite for us. The kids really like it. So if the kids really like it, I call it a family favorite because they're the ones that are, harder to please. John and I, we're pretty good with most things. So if something is, if the kids really like it, especially if all three of the kids really like it, then you'll see me make it quite often. And I know that people say, don't share recipes you've already made, yada, yada, whatever. We're real life people over here. We share things that we make quite often, and so quite often it is the same thing. But, people miss videos or they don't remember. I have that problem as well. They don't remember to try things even if they think they would like to. So maybe my videos are just a reminder to try it or make it again if you enjoyed it. Like I said, the kids really like this one. There's rarely any that is gets wasted, and even the bit that gets wasted, usually I feed it to the dogs, or around here stuff doesn't really get wasted that much, thankfully, because if a mouth is eating it, I don't see it as being waste. So anyways, I'll link the video for that so that you can see the recipe. Got it from Sammy. It's definitely a family favorite, and I'm also going to throw together some cookies, those little Hershey cows that I got. I wasn't nearly as impressed with them as I was hoping to be, by the way, the cows, not the cookies. But I really wanted to test them out and just play around and make a treat with those. So I made some cake mix cookies, just something super fast that had the potential of being cute. So for cake mix cookies, I'm not sure what you do. I think it's half a cup of oil and 1 egg. I could be wrong, but I also only had half a box of cake mix. Quite often I will use half a box to make just a few cupcakes, or make half a box to make just a few cookies like I'm doing here. So I used, whatever. I'll try to find the recipe for cake mix cookies. If not, just Google it because they're all over the place and they're all pretty much the same. And then I added some chocolate chips as well as some white chocolate chips. Now my kiddos, which I was actually making these for the kids mostly. I did eat one. I mean, you gotta eat a cookie. Cookies are my favorite. My kids are not huge fans of white chocolate, but I wanted to add a few just for the appeal of them. And so I did, and then we're going to add more white chocolate once they're done. These cookies ended up being little tall, fat cookies, and I wish they would have flattened out a little bit more. So next time I need to remember to flatten out my cake mix cookies just a little bit, but this is them all done. The color wasn't great on them, and I think that's just because of the cake mix that I used. I think it was like German chocolate, maybe. I don't know. It was really light color though, and Jonathan had came over this day, and he was wondering why they was the color that they was. So it was really weird, and I'm thinking maybe it's the cake mix, because obviously I didn't even add nothing that would have lightened the color of the cake mix. So, I mean, no complaints. They all got eaten. Every one of them did this same day, because 5 people eating them, 6 people eating them. John don't eat cookies, but the rest of us ate on these. They don't last long, so I just melted a few white chocolate chips and put them on top. I drizzled them on top. That's what I did. I drizzled them on top. And then I'm going to go in and just sit one of the little cows on top. I do glue it on with more white chocolate as well. But And I like the way that the cow came off really easily, and I guess it's because of the way I drizzled and then added a little bit of, glue. And I know that at this point, this chicken does not look appetizing, but I promise you that it is. You can take, and I think I did I end up getting out the hand mixer? I'm not sure. You can take the hand mixer though and use it. It's just usually so messy for me. The hand mixer I have now is less messy than the other one I had before, because it was crazy. Like, even on low, that thing was just like full speed ahead. But the one I have now is the Beautiful by the ℂ𝕠𝕟𝕚𝕚 line, and it works really, on low it's actually low, but I think I did go in, yeah, definitely, because look at that chicken, how soft and thin it is. Soft, either way. But I just went in, I put the lid over what I could and just blended it up better. Especially for a dish like this, I really like the chicken to be all throughout it. And then it's done at this point. Like I said, I'll link the video with the recipe for you. And I'm just going to put the lid on it and I like it to thicken up and marry together, as Sammy says. And I wanted to do some homemade, like, crazy bread. So this is the versatile dough recipe that I use quite often on this channel. And I wanted to make some, like, crazy bread, but just some garlic sticks to go along with it. And usually, sometimes, just, I guess, whatever my mood is, and it's easier, so I'll do it more often. I'll just take this big piece of dough and put it on a cooking sheet, cut strips into it, and then top it. And that is, that's how I do it. This time, however, I did want them to have more of like a crazy bread from Little Caesars feel to them. So I wanted them to be able to bake on all sides. And it bakes on all sides the other way too, but it's like cutting into little thin bread, if that makes sense. It's more like Italian cheese bread from Little Caesars versus their crazy bread. So I wanted it to be able to, have a nice coating. What's the word? A nice outside. Anyways, along all of it. So we just put them as close as possible in this pan without having them touch. And just done the normal recipe. I will link or write out the recipe in the Saffron app that I have been trying to use more lately. And either way, I'll have the recipe for you down below if you've not seen the recipe for the versatile dough. I think it's been a little while since I shared it on here with you guys. So we're just going to put these on the pan, let them do their second rise, and then that's when the magic happens. That's when they become the actual garlic sticks. Is after they bake, we will top them with some deliciousness. The breadsticks are about to come out of the oven, so I'm just throwing together some garlic butter. Super simple, just some butter with garlic, and I added a little bit of salt just because I think that recipes like this tend to taste better when they are more salty. Not overbearingly salty, but if you put enough salt, usually, in my opinion, if I put enough salt and then I taste it, I'm like, it needs more salt. So I do more salt than I think it needs. I don't know, it's just one of those things that needs to be a little bit more salty in order to have the correct taste to it. And then onto each one, I'm just going to put a little bit of this, and then I'll go back and make sure we use up all of it. But I like to make sure that, everything gets a little bit of a coating. So that's what we do. We go a little bit on all of it, and then we go back through, and the ones that are kind of lacking, we'll give the leftovers. And then after this, we're going to top it with some Parmesan cheese, which again helps it it tastes better for one, but it also gives it more of the crazy bread feel if it has the Parmesan cheese on top. And it is delicious, friends. Alright, friends, we're going to get these finished up, and then we're going to be closing out this video. I know it's a short one, which typically we aim for 10 to 20 minutes anyways, but There's not much really going on in this one, but I still wanted to share it because this is always a winner for us, and I suggest if you haven't tried this one to give it a go. We really like it. It's delicious. So thank you guys for hanging out. I think it might be the next video on this channel. Anyways, definitely next week I have a actual traditional style like vlog coming for you guys. I know that I've been lacking on those, and I'm gonna try to get back into those. And maybe you've missed my face. I doubt it, but we love you guys. We'll see you next time. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Bye, friends.